Ivanti Harriet was named the Cultural Elder for 2013. Market Day with the Difference 2013 colors the communities of Marigot and Portsmouth. And Veronique Nicholas emerges Madame Wabdouillet 2013. Hello and welcome to another edition of National Focus. I'm Pearl Fontaine.
And I'm Tarnia Green. Stay with us for the details of the headline stories and others right after the break.
There is a silent, invisible killer in our midst. A killer which largely goes unnoticed as it plies its deadly trade. Its name is secondhand tobacco smoke, which has a far greater impact on persons inhaling this poison than on smokers themselves. Secondhand tobacco smoke is especially detrimental in public places and negatively impacts our national health as well as public health expenditure. Stop this invisible killer now. Say no to secondhand tobacco smoke in public places. A public health message brought to you by the Ministry of Health and the Pan American Health Organization.
Welcome back. Construction work on the new La Plaine police station will commence soon. The groundbreaking ceremony for the over $3 million facility was held on Friday. The ceremony was attended by Prime Minister Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit, La Plaine MP Honorable Peter St-Jean, members of Cabinet and residents of La Plaine and surrounding communities. Labour Commissioner Matthew LeBlanc gave details of the new facility.
The lower level of the two-story main building will house the administrative offices, the holding cells, and the magistrate court. The living quarters for both male and female officers are located on the top floor. A separate building to house the inspector will also be constructed. This new facility, which will be constructed on the premises where the previous police station was located, will usher in facilities specially designed to provide the effective accommodation and facilities required for the efficient dispensation of law enforcement services. The firm of A.K. Henderson Limited was awarded the contract to the tune of $3,244,137. The expected construction period is 47 weeks.
The new police station will serve the communities of Montjean, La Plaine, Rivière-Sirique, Grand Fort, and Bouética. It brings to an end years of renting from various residential homes. Parliamentary representative for the La Plaine constituency, Honorable Peter St-Jean, spoke about the importance of the new facility.
While it is true that La Plaine and the neighboring communities are relatively peaceful and are generally untouched by the whole issue of violence, the safety and security of the residents and visitors cannot be compromised. Furthermore, the Dominican Labour Party believes that the men and women who serve in the Commonwealth of Dominica Police Force and the public service, by extension, must do so with a level of comfort and within a safe and conducive environment that allows for maximum output.
Prime Minister Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit used Friday's ceremony to call for more support for the Commonwealth of Dominica Police Force.
We have to continue to play our part in fighting crime. The government has gone to the Parliament on numerous occasions to introduce new legislation and to amend existing legislation to provide the requisite support to the police officers and to the courts and to the prosecution in ensuring that we can deter crime. But that notwithstanding, you will always have people who will want to venture out of the ambit of the law. And this is why it's important for us to assist the police in the efforts. Because we will criticize the police from time to time as citizens. But if we do not support their work, we are making their task even more difficult, because somebody would have seen the crime, or somebody would have always heard about what happened in a particular locality where a crime was committed. And as insignificant as you may think the information is, it's important that you pass it on to the police so they could look at it and examine whether it is pertinent to the investigations.
And Market Day with a Difference, an annual affair to award deserving farmers, fishers, hucksters and market vendors, took place in Portsmouth and Marigot simultaneously last Saturday. The colourful event usually features performances from local cultural groups and addresses by community leaders, as well as short prize-giving ceremonies. In Marigot, Minister for Community Development, Honourable Gloria Shillingford, acknowledged that the annual Market Day with a Difference celebration is one which should not be taken for granted.
Let us give thanks and praise to the Almighty God for Dominica. We have a blessed country, and for blessing us with rich, fertile soil and a wonderful climate, which makes it possible for farmers to produce good, wholesome food, for sustaining a sturdy, healthy population, as well as for export, thereby contributing to the economic development and the food security of this country. Market Day with a Difference is an important feature of the Independence celebration every year, for it gives recognition to the people who are possible for feeding the nation: the farmers, fishermen, vendors, including those selling locally prepared foods and beverages. Your contribution are to a certain extent overlooked. You are not always given the recognition that you merit. Therefore, this special day set aside on the Independence Program is to bring attention to the significance of your work and to give recognition to you as you deserve.
Farmers, hucksters, fishers and market vendors were told never to underestimate their roles in nation building.
Your role in providing food for your family and the community needs to be commended. If you have not yet considered your field of work important, I urge you to do so today and take your task seriously. You can be successful in whatever you do, be it farming, craft making, sewing, rearing of animals, etc. Do it as a business. Program yourself to work like you were employed as a public servant. You remember that you are the backbone of the community as you sustain the people, that is us, with one of our basic needs, food.
In Portsmouth, activities kicked off with rousing pan music from Posse Pan. Representing the local government department was Glenroy Tuce, who highlighted the next community-based activity, National Day of Community Service, as another opportunity to embody this year's independence theme, One Mission, One Dominica, celebrating 35.
I want to encourage you to participate in the other activities for the 2013 independence celebrations. We want to encourage in Dominican, get yourself involved in one way or the other in ensuring the success of our 35th anniversary of independence. I want to encourage you, as we culminate the independence celebration, there will be National Day of Community Service on the 5th of November. We want to encourage each and every one of you to get involved in a community activity. Get involved in a project in your community to ensure that you play a part in enhancing your community and, of course, in improving the infrastructural development of your communities, because it's by way of community development we can have national development. So if we play our part in our communities, in our localities, we will be, of course, playing our part in ensuring that we have national development. And that is our goal, to ensure that we have national development and our beautiful country is well developed. So I want to encourage you, the people of the North and Dominica, wherever you are, and wherever you may be from, I want to encourage you to get involved in some activity.
Overall, awards and prizes were issued in categories of Best Decorated Stall, Huckstering, Best Vegetables, Best Provisions, Most Impressive Van Vendor, and Best Dressed Vendors, among numerous others. Market Day with a Difference originally began in the capital, Roseau, and was subsequently extended to other markets on the island. Currently, the event takes place in Maho, Portsmouth, Marigot, and Roseau, and is a tangible display of national pride and productivity.
Standing before you was beautiful Veronique Nicholas, aka Mabo. One mission, one Dominica, celebrating 35. And tonight, I feel like 35. I hope you got your pampers on.
Veronique Nicholas, also known as Ma Boyd, emerged winner of the Madame Wobdouillet competition held at the Arawak House of Culture last Friday evening. She competed against 4 other participants who sought to promote Dominica's national wear, emphasizing the elegance and confidence of the nation's senior women. The 2013 Madame Wobdouillet, who represented Newtown, copped awards in both talent and Best Wobdouillet categories. We'll now take a look at the 2013 Madame Wobdouillet in those rounds as she captivated the crowd.
Why, Papa's birthday? Well, ever pour indépendance, moi ni vous pouvez imaginer ba yo. Moi là. Vous savez ça moi calé ba yo on calte manger puis là yo descend. Après yo fait toute l'année l'Amérique. Tout manger Dominique nous. À 2 jours. C'est ça moi calé faire. C'est là moins fort. On va le quitter un petit brave. Mais avant de faire ça, quittez-moi ça ni anti-commode là. Eh, moi t'avais déjà ensemble. Mais c'est un micro avec mon Dieu. Moi t'avais une invitation bien sec.
First runner-up was Marceline Massacot of Paybush, while Huguette St. Hilaire copped second runner-up. Here's a quick snippet of the other participants who graced the stage in their Wobdouillet.
The Roseau Primary School played host to a proactive ceremony of the Scout Association of Dominica, which saw students of the Newtown, Goodwill and Roseau Primary Schools become official messengers of peace. The event, which took place on Friday, means those students are now primed to behave as models of exemplary behavior in their schools and communities. According to Bonty Liverpool of the Scout Association of Dominica, those schools, as well as the St. Luke's Primary School, are the pilots of the program to reduce deviance through education.
We have had a long journey. And that journey was to reduce deviance through scouting. And in so doing, we have imparted vocational and social skills to you all. We have taught you all etiquette. We have taught you all drug demand reduction. We have taught you all conflict resolution. We have taught you all stress management. We have taught you all anger management. In point of fact, we have done the gamut of social skills. One point we have sunk in deep in you is that you are never to experiment with harmful drugs.
The premise is that by arming children at that age to resist drugs, the foundation for criminal activity and violence will be erased, thus improving chances of a well-adjusted society by the next generation. Greta Roberts is principal of the Roseau Primary School.
This is big. This is big. I hope you realize what you have around your neck. This speaks volumes. This says what you have been through. And when you walk on the street, when you're at school, remember who you are, because you are supposed to set the example for the other students. You have to let them see that you are different. So regardless of what comes your way, you have to remember what you were taught. And you go into society, show people that you are a responsible young citizen. Do that for us and we will be proud.
The plan is to take the Messengers of Peace program to all 62 primary schools on the island. Messengers of Peace is an initiative by the World Organization of the Scout Movement to involve scouts around the world in promoting peace. It was launched in Dominica in February of 2012. The Scout Association of Dominica was first established in 1929. It later fell into dormancy and was reduced to 2 troops in 2007. Currently, 16 Scout troops operate on the island.
In more news, the entire Bagatelle community, despite torrential rains this past Sunday, successfully celebrated Heritage Day under the theme One Mission, One Dominica, celebrating 35. The event was attended by the President of Dominica, His Excellency Charles Savre, Mrs. Savre, the Honorable Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit, Cabinet members, the Honorable Speaker of the House of Assembly, members of the Diplomatic Corps, and government officials. The day's event commenced with a Holy Mass officiated by Monsignor William John Luce, who encouraged prayer. His counsel was that one should never cease praying, even if they are not witnessing tangible evidence of their prayers.
The story is told of a man who was going home after he had served in the army, and he needed a ride, and this gentleman stopped to give him a ride. And as they neared the place where he was going to get off, he said, "I must tell you something. I'm a Christian, I believe in God. And I want to ask you if you believe in God. And if you wish, you can give your life to Jesus right now." And to his surprise, the man pulled over, and the gentleman prayed with him, and the man sobbed and cried and gave his life to the Lord. 5 years later, he found the man's card, and he went to look for him. When he went to the office, they said, "Mr. John Lewis is not there, but his wife is there." So he went in to see the wife. And she said, "How do you know my husband?" So the man recounted the story. And then she asked, what was special about that day? He said, well, I prayed with him, and he gave his life to the Lord. He said, I had failed in my prayer, and God did not listen to me. Because all my life long, I had been praying for his conversion. But now I know that my prayers were heard, because that very night before he died, he was converted to the Lord. Never stop praying. Never say, I have prayed enough. Never think God is not there. So I invite you now, my dear friends, what is it in your heart you need to pray for today?
An exhibition at the Bagatelle Old Mill Resource Center formed part of the Heritage Day activities. On display were antique scales and sewing machines, typewriters, and clay pots of all sorts, among others. A huge cano sat in the center of the exhibition. Also on display were items from the Dominica Oil and Spices Cooperative, jewelry made by community craftsmen and women, art and aged money, and Dominica's national wear. During the cultural gala, Minister for Community Development, Honorable Gloria Shillingford, elaborated on the theme for the independence celebrations.
The theme for this year's independence celebrations, One Mission, One Dominica, celebrating 35, directs us to this type of reflection and calls upon us to renew our commitment to unite to build one Dominica. Heritage Day should remind us that although we originate from a mixture of races, cultures, and histories, we are one. We are one nation, one people. Let us therefore, on this significant 35th anniversary of independence, really make a great effort to rise above selfish ambition and join hearts, hands, and minds for the prosperity of our beloved country.
Parliamentary representative for the Bagatelle community, Honorable Dr. Kenneth Daru, spoke about the ongoing development of the community and the people who have contributed to that.
Today, you can boast of the thriving agriculture practice, one where you can feed your own people. You can boast of being one of the most thriving fishing areas on the island, supplying your people and further beyond with fresh, healthy fish. Today, you can boast of giving to Dominica a number of outstanding citizens who have made significant contribution towards the nation's development in one way or another. You can probably speak to the like of Nasir Fontaine, reggae artist extraordinaire, Miss Ivanti Harriet, great community worker, amongst many other things. You can speak to great educators such as Mr. Bernard Henderson, Mr. Derek Francis, among others. You can speak to other great resource individuals such as Mr. and Mrs. John Fontaine, who are making their mark on the local government and education sector respectively. You can boast of now retired police inspector, Mr. Clem Francis. You can speak to the great fishermen such as Mr. Belon Fontaine, Jojo, and many others who have over the years ensured a steady supply of a protein-rich diet of fresh, healthy fish. So you have a lot to be proud of, and for this, again, I salute you. Because, like the legendary phoenix, you arose from the ashes. You refused to call it a day when adversity came calling. You refused to fold in even after your community was devastated with the aforementioned landslide. You refused to give up, and just look at where you are today.
75-year-old Ivanti Harriet was awarded Cultural Elder for 2013 for her sterling contributions to her community. Raymond Lawrence, Cultural Officer, had this to say about Miss Vanti.
Miss Vanti can be described as an all-rounded community developer and stalwart, a hard-working, talented, concerned and caring woman who has and continues to make significant contributions to the Bagatelle community. Her ability to mobilize and participate in community projects geared towards the development of her community have positively impacted and influenced significant changes in the Bagatelle community.
Dominica's head of state, His Excellency Charles Savage, sashed the 2013 Cultural Elder and also presented her with a plaque and a check from the National Cultural Council. Tarnia, this is such a great story. I would imagine that Heritage Day is an exciting event for any community that's hosting it. I believe this year is the 29th year that they've staged Heritage Day. And what I like about it most is that they acknowledge someone from the community who has been, you know, a stalwart in their community, and the community members actually get to vote for who they want.
Yes, yes, and I think this is an excellent idea, because what it does really, it sort of, you know, motivate the younger ones within the community to aspire to be like this elder in their community. So, you know, over the years we've been hearing talk about the, you know, the possibility of Dominica's culture dying, and people are acknowledging the vital contributions that the elderly has made to these respective communities. Right. So in showering praise on them, in saying, singling them out as outstanding individuals who've made a valid contribution to culture within their communities is exceptional. And I think it will certainly, you know, encourage the younger folks to aspire to do something.
Yeah, I agree with you. I can't wait to see next year where it's going to be.
Yes, yes. And it's good to see that despite the rains yesterday, people turned out in large numbers to support the activity.
That's right. That's right. That just goes to show how important it is.
Okay. And that's the English segment of the news. We now join McPherson St. Luce for the Creole highlights.
Allô tout le monde, bienvenue à cette nouvelle en créole. Non moins, c'est McPherson St. Luce. Premièrement, le gouvernement Dominique fait allocation en loan $400 000 pour compagnie d'Apex. Premier ministre Honorable Roosevelt Skerritt fait présentation bon matin là. Chairman d'Apex Luke Privo recevait l'argent à ce compte compagnie là. Ministre Commodité Honorable Dr. John Colin McIntyre, bien plaisir pour donation là.
Premier ministre là, ministre Agriculture là, various PSCs, DPEX là, et puis nous, monsieur Luc Prouveau, et puis monsieur Harold là, et puis nous, avec monsieur Greg Thomas Dexia, et puis staff là, tout média là aujourd'hui. Et moi bien content pour ça, parce que inita, mon katan comme ça, nous qu'a fait agriculture, nous pas faire, and ça c'est pas bon pour pas mundi, because nous c'est gouvernement, c'est gouvernement Dominica nous bien sérieux, avec à chien nous toujours regarder quand c'est planté, parce que c'est planté pour nous-mêmes, yo bien important pour nous, avec tous ces monde qui a aidé ces plantés à Dominique, tous ces monde là qui a aidé planter à Dominique, tout planté à Dominique, ça nous l'aide pour yo, nous qui chebe la mer, et aujourd'hui nous chebe la mer d'Apex pour aider tout planté Dominique pour lever agriculture, comme tu dis, nous savons plus.
Pendant la nouvelle, travail qui commence tout de suite à ces stations police dans la plaine. Cérémonie pour bâtir projet ça la prend place vendredi qui passe en la plaine. Cérémonie là été attendue par Premier ministre Honorable Roosevelt Skerritt, membre parlement Honorable Peter Saint-Jean et d'autres membres cabinet. Facilité ça là qu'a expecté one service is to pay là. Membre parlement Honorable Peter Saint-Jean fait parole qui facilité ça là bien important one service sécurité pour la plaine. Premier ministre Honorable Roosevelt Skerritt aussi un support pour faciliter cela. En la nouvelle, ministre agriculture a créé à ses habitants pour travailler et puis a de une manière combattre maladie Black Sigatoka. Parole cela sorti votre officier quarantine, ministre agriculture Ryan Ansem.
Nous l'aidons nous pour travailler ensemble. Nous parlons de gens qui gourmet à la télévision, qui à la radio, qui dit gens contre ministre agriculture pas qu'à faire ça. C'est pas nous pas ça contrôler maladies si nous pas venir ensemble. Si nous pour contrôler Black Sigatoka, tout pays a pour venir ensemble, nous pour faire ça, nous pour faire c'est planter pour 10 livres, moun qui ni banane avec figue en lac ou yo pour aller 10 livres, faire 10 livres un programme là. Nous pas ça gourmet avec nous. Nous pour venir ensemble, nous tout le monde Dominique venir ensemble pour contrôler Black Sigatoka parce que maladie ça là il ka simé et nous ka ouais la pli a venir avec nous tout le monde commencer faire dilifin là nous les monde ça nous ka des monde pas mener ces feuilles figue là en la place là ça même ou ka simé maladie à une place pour en place qui pas de maladie. So, et pas ministre agriculture seulement. Nous avons voyé en commission tout le monde Dominique, c'est Rockstars là, c'est planter tout le monde qui ni figue pour ender programme là parce que si pas ender un programme là ça nous a fait spray ya paquet contre les black cigatoka seulement so tout le monde pour venir ensemble pour nous contrôler black cigatoka.
Finalement, le gouvernement Dominique en collaboration et puis European Union a finalisé le plan pour conduire un census pour l'agriculture en Dominique l'année prochaine. Bagay ça l'a discuté pendant une consultation qui prend place la semaine passée. Census ça l'a qui conduit pour assister le gouvernement fait meilleure décision qu'a concerné l'agriculture en Dominique. Consultation ça la tient à une manière pour préparer stakeholders pour activité ça là. Angus McIntyre, l'Office European Union ici en Dominique, fait parole que le census est bien important qu'on est né si programme. Organisation DOM a aussi supporté le programme. Messieurs, mesdames, ça c'est tout pour nouvelles en créole pour à présent. Non, moi, c'est McPherson, c'est Luce. Au revoir.
Coming up next, the tip of the day.
Do you have uncovered water storage drums around your home? Do you dispose of old tires, cans, and old containers capable of holding water anywhere in your environment? Are you being bitten by mosquitoes, particularly at dusk and early morning? Do you keep houseplants in water? Do you spend your hard-earned cash to control mosquitoes? Has your community experienced dengue fever outbreaks? If your answer is yes to at least 3 questions above, you are at risk to dengue fever. Join the fight against dengue fever. The responsibility for a dengue-free Dominica lies with you. So, get rid of the Aedes aegypti mosquito.
Drinking 8 glasses of water every day, no matter how you pour them, that's a lot of liquid. We're talking cups and cups and cups. Even knowing about the many benefits of meeting your daily quota, increased fat burning, healthier skin, more energy, better digestion, fewer cravings, doesn't make drinking it or dealing with increased bathroom visits any less of a struggle for many of us. So here's what you can do to make it easier.
Think of yourself as a water connoisseur, like a fancy wine taster. Learn as much as you can about the different brands of water, and that could make a huge difference. It's all in the mind.
And that's all for this edition of National Focus. We always welcome your suggestions and comments. Drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm, or you can visit our website at news.gov.dm.
Friend us on our Facebook page and be sure to like our GIS Dominica fan page. You can also catch up on past National Focus newscasts on our GIS Dominica YouTube channel. On behalf of the entire news production team, I'm Tarnia Green.
And I'm Fontaine. Thank you for watching.